This is a powerhouse team of women. It's Haley, Holden, and team from Texas. Let's give them a warm round of applause.
I didn't know what it was going to feel like when I finally got up here. I also hope you guys, I don't know what I'm doing right. And I really, this is the clicker for the, okay. I needed some cocktails before this. I'm sorry I didn't. I'm sure you guys all did too. I'm like the least qualified person to be given a public speech. So I'm just going to read this, and I wrote half of it last night. So does this sound right to y'all too? I feel like I'm echoing. Thank you. Okay, so here's the thing. I was supposed to get up here and talk to you guys. I really feel like I'm about to pass out. I think I need something to eat. I think I skipped breakfast, so I'm sorry. Yes. I've been like shaking, so I'm sorry. I was supposed to push a button too, wherever my slideshow is. Do y'all know where it is? It's not coming up. Oh, there. That's not it either. I'm pushing the green one in the center. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. I know I'm supposed to get up here and talk to you guys about how awesome it is to be a real estate agent. Before I get myself kicked off stage, I promise I'm going to get to that. But let's be honest, I think as agents, we all know there are some moments when we consider pulling our hair out. So hello, I'm Haley, and I'm honored to be here. And I wanted to open up with what it's really like to be in our line of work some days. On the way here, I decided it was a good idea to brag about not having very many calls or texts over the weekend and how relaxing it was. Then the minute our feet hit the ground in Virginia, I had to write an offer on my cell phone in the Uber, which, by the way, is the reason I was car sick for the entire rest of the day. I had a client I hadn't heard from in months send me a list of homes she would like to go see today. And I'm not kidding, before we arrived at the hotel, one of my clients called, letting me know he had locked himself out of his house, and he wanted to know how quickly I could get there to let him in. But really, even though there are crazy days, this industry is truly my dream, and I couldn't picture myself doing anything else. Getting to the stage today hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows, but it has been an adventure, to say the least. I'm supposed to change the slide. I made a note for myself. So, there you go. After playing around in college for 5 years and still not actually obtaining a degree, my husband's company offered me a job in a very small town in Pennsylvania. At this time, I didn't realize this sudden job opening was basically just to make sure my husband would agree to stop traveling back and forth from Texas and move to Pennsylvania full time. It definitely wasn't offered to me for my superb secretarial skills. Not only did this job have me working 20 feet away from my husband, but he was also my boss. Don't get me wrong, I love him, but after a few months, we both realized there were way too many chiefs in that size office space. I think it's also important to mention that it was said to be one of the harshest winters they had endured up there in decades. I would go even further in telling you that earlier that year when we first moved there, our real estate agent at the time told us before buying our house that it was on the market so long just because it didn't have a garage. We laughed as born and raised Texans, thinking how silly this was. Fast forward a few months to the first snow day. There was for sure a shortage of laughs while we had to shovel ourselves out of our house and into our car. In fact, I actually think I was crying. Snow for Southerners is a vacation-only ordeal. We go ski around for 2 days, come home injured, and wait it out until we get to do it again the next year. I then decided enough was enough. Since the beginning of my desk job, my 8-hour workday consisted of mostly scrolling through homes in Texas on Trulia and Zillow, dreaming about a future in a warmer climate, and shopping for things online that my not-so-big paycheck couldn't afford. I finally told my husband I was going to get my real estate license, drive myself back to Texas, and get my picture on Zillow. He thought I was kidding, and he still jokes to this day about calling my bluff over the last couple months I was there, not really thinking I would leave. But when the snow melted, I hooked on a tiny U-Haul to my Jeep Wrangler and drove myself all the way home. When I finally got to Texas, I failed the actual real estate exam more times than I'm willing to admit up here on stage. There are some things in life you shouldn't wing, and that test is one of them. I lived with a relative for 6 months, and my husband spread the word to my entire family and friends that he kept my job in Pennsylvania open in case I at some point needed it. I finally got my license, and I pretty much decided right off the bat that maybe I would be outsold, and that was fine, but I would never be outworked. My entire first calendar year of real estate, I sold over $10 million in production in a market that with the average sales price of $150,000. I worked around the clock, and there wasn't one person in Waco who didn't know I was a real estate agent at Magnolia Realty. Each year after that, I did $20 million and then $30 million and so on. Change slide. Oh, too many. Can I go back? Oh, sorry. Y'all can fix that in a second. Today it is creeping up on 2 years since I finally decided that I needed some help. 2017 was a year that I joke about not remembering literally anything. I was 100% a hamster in a real estate wheel that never ended. I had no actual assistance still at this point. My business was nuts, and I was going through the motions every day, but dang it, outside of my husband, family, and friends, everyone was getting the best version of myself there was. I was getting great review after great review, more referrals than I could count, and leads every single day on my social media accounts. Then one day I realized I had worked a few months straight, literally. A little background story to what I'm about to tell you is that I knew Reagan from high school, and we had a couple very good mutual friends. So what I'm about to say isn't as inappropriate as it sounds. And if you know me, you know that my straightforwardness gets me in trouble sometimes, even when I have the best of intentions. I was scrolling through Facebook one night, as we all do when we should be sleeping, and I saw that Reagan posted something about how she was selling some kind of new skincare regimen in addition to her real estate job. Since making the move to Waco from Austin, she was having to start her real estate business again from the ground up. The truth is that Reagan was, and maybe still is, a better real estate agent than I am. So I knew she would be a huge asset to my business if I could trick her into partnering up with me. I sent her a text a couple minutes after seeing her post that said, "I saw you're selling face cream on Facebook. When you're ready to make some real money, let me know." I could swear I sent some kind of laughing emoji at the end, but Reagan still claims I didn't. I can't remember exactly how much time lapsed after that text, but it wasn't but a few days later, and we were a team. Together, her and I did over $30 million in production that year. I'm supposed to change the slide, but I'll just leave it. Before we get too far, I want to take a second to explain to how hard it is to put together a team you trust. Letting go of clients and things that are important to you to do a certain way is very hard. And I won't lie, it's tough finding people that you work well with and who align with your fundamental vision of your business. But once you get there, once you've built up that team, it's second to none. For me, my entire team happens to be women, which was completely by accident, by the way, but I love it. Each of these women found their way onto the team because they were exactly what we needed at the time they locked arms with us. Their mindset, their specific set of goals, and their expertise were an asset to our crew. Plus, they aren't afraid of an adventure, and with our team, you pretty much have to be ready to jump in and get your hands dirty at any given moment. We work with a lot of farm, ranch, and rural properties. Big surprise, I'm sure. Our team simply isn't the cushy desk job kind of team. In fact, we all had to go shopping last week, apart from Caitlin, to have enough professional attire to make it through this week. Waterproof boots, jeans, a ball cap, and a team t-shirt is what you'll find most of us wearing every day of our work week. An ongoing joke on our team is even when we have a listing appointment, we don't want to show up the first day looking like top-notch professionals and look like we're back to work their flower beds the next time we see them. We like to set the bar pretty low for future appointments. I also joked about coming up here today in normal everyday attire until Cameron reminded me that Caitlin would not be on board since this is her everyday attire. I think each one of us would agree that there is never a dull moment with this crew, and at the end of the day, we all have each other's backs. I truly couldn't ask for more from a single one of them. I think a key takeaway from my speech today has to be the fact that on our team, we build each other up day in and day out. No matter the obstacles, together we are better together, and we get through all the crazy days. So if you haven't aligned yourself with a tribe of strong, courageous, and equally as driven people within your business, I highly suggest you go home with a purpose. I can honestly say that deciding to partner with these ladies to help me grow my business was by far one of the best decisions I have made in my career. The positive morale and camaraderie of our team stems from how truly grateful we are to have this extraordinary opportunity to not only get to do a job we love, but also make a life-changing impact on our family and those around us. Some of us have literally increased our salaries 15 times over. To put that in perspective, Dania joined our team after being an elementary teacher for 8 years. Yes, Dania. Her goal was to at least make the same amount of money as her teaching salary. She knocked her goal out of the park and reached that number in just 3 months on our team. Another game-changing decision I made early on was teaming up with an amazing company. A couple months into my career, I decided making a big move from my first brokerage over to Magnolia Realty was a good decision. I won't lie, it was a scary move. Magnolia was a young company and still had plenty to figure out. Plus, there's definitely comfort in being an established brokerage, a name in real estate that people know and trust. But I was excited by what we were doing, what they stood for, so I took a chance on them and they took a chance on me. The day I moved into my office, I could count the number of agents on one hand. Magnolia is a company calling people home, and every day we get up with a single mission in mind, to do good work that matters. Chip and Joanna have made their vision for this company very clear, in that it isn't about numbers to them. It is about giving our clients an exceptional service and an experience unlike any other brokerage. Their role as motivators, innovators, and self-made entrepreneurs is truly inspiring to everyone around them. I was told I should also include some advice I would give to new agents in my speech today. And this was the first and only part that I didn't rewrite each time I scratched my speech and started over. So my number one piece of advice for your business would be to leverage social media. Set up your own business page day one, learn about sponsored posts, follow others in your industry, and invite people to like your page. Then keep followers engaged by posting relevant quality content. This platform has power, and it really has set me apart from my competitors, simply by showing people who I am as an agent, my listings, my team, and even some of my personal life. In just 5 years, I've grown my online following to nearly 60,000. When I was just starting, I was fairly clueless on how to build up a business on social media. I had no graphic design experience and no idea how to overlay text on graphics, so one weekend I sat down and I taught myself. It was truly trial and error, but with persistence, I started to see more and more engagement on my pages. As my team has made a name for ourselves online, I've also kept in mind what our followers are engaging with, what they like, comment, and share most often. And I've found that people really appreciate quality photography when seeing listings. So as a rule, our team invests in a professional photographer no matter the price tag of the listing. I also like to throw in some funny Instagram stories now and then to keep people laughing and to really showcase how crazy and fun our team is. We like to kick our feet up. It's who we are and makes us feel more like friends than stuffy real estate agents in pencil skirts. If anybody's wearing one. Can't find where I was. I was trying to make a joke and it didn't work. We're also really passionate about giving back, and that's another piece that you'll see now and then on our accounts. People love rallying around a shared cause, and we found that sharing this part of who we are as a team is a perfect way to get our community engaged and involved in helping us make a difference. This is the last page, and then y'all can eat. I think the key with social media is to be authentic and to keep evolving. Be who you are and never allow things to get stale or too predictable. The more we engage with potential clients, the more our reach grows and the bigger our business gets. So it may never work, but in my experience, it is well worth rolling the dice and trying something new. I'll be honest, before sitting down and thinking through what I wanted to share with y'all today, I never quite put this much thought into who I am as an agent, who we are as a team, and what we've gone through to get where we are. But looking back, all I can really say is, yeah, we've got a good thing going here. We have a brokerage we respect, we believe in, and we're proud to be working for. We've got a team who is constantly challenging and pushing each other to learn and grow. We've got a marketing strategy that we're actively changing and evolving, and we've got a game plan that we're not turning away from anytime soon. Real estate has changed my life completely and has far surpassed the life I dreamed of for myself and my family tenfold in just 5 unbelievably short years. The opportunities this job has given me cannot be fathomed in my 7 minutes of fame today. One of my favorite scriptures says, God knows the dreams and desires in your heart. In fact, he gave them to you. He will order your steps and take you where you need to be. Thank you all so much for listening, and it's truly an honor to be here.